Women end up in relationships that they claim are unfulfilling for years upon years upon years because women are chasing those romantic moments, those moments of kind gestures and thoughtfulness and consideration that men give us, right? And it's nothing to be ashamed of, right? There are things that fulfill us. We require connection and depth that a lot of men don't require. Humans require it, but men can get along through life without really connecting with anyone. Their form of connection with us is oftentimes just sleeping with us. Women require more. And so when we get a taste of that from a man and we like it and we like him, we chase that. When the overall experience may not be fulfilling, those moments are. Again, it's nothing to be ashamed of, right? I mean, we're all girls at heart, right? We all want to be courted and treated kindly and considered. But the reality is, that's not male nature. Men do what they have to do to gain and keep access to us. But what we require is not of male nature. It's female nature. This is why it seems like women are looking for men who are men presenting, masculine presenting, but feminine on the inside. This is why women relationships are so important, so that we can get fulfillment from each other in those ways, right? I just went out to eat with a friend, a sister of mine for the last 18 years, right? And that was fulfilling because we're connected. That a woman's friendship, relationship, sisterhood is nothing like it, right? And that's what women are looking for in men, and it's not of their nature. They're not here to give us that. I understand that about men, right? I understand male nature. I understand that they're not capable of a lot of things, right? And because of that, people accuse me of hating men, or they assume that there's no man in my life. Because people know once women get with men, their brain chemistry changes. They operate from a fantastical way. This is why I say married women and we have nothing in common. Women who are in long-term relationships with men, who are identified by men, whether you be male identified, i.e. pick me, or you are identified by a man by being his wife or some type of solidification between you two. I can't really talk to women like that because women hold on to the hope that men are not, their man does not have male nature, or that their man is the exception, or that they're the exception and it won't happen to them. And it's not that it's bad things I'm speaking about. It's just male nature. There are things that we have as women from our female nature, and there are things men have. And what women want is to alter that with men by having standards and requirements, which men are not really altering themselves. They're just giving us what we want so that they can have access to us. Again, men are protecting their benefits that they want. Do they want to see us happy? I believe, there are men who can love their women and want to see them happy. But ultimately, the bottom line is they are benefiting from our happiness. This is why men don't want to be around women who are not happy, and they do what they can to make us happy. Because there's no benefit in being around in being around an unhappy woman. So both men and women exist in a fairy tale and a fantasy, right? Women want to be rescued, men want to be the hero. Men know that if women accept male nature, women will probably not want to be with them. And so women have to convince themselves that their man is possibly the exception, or they are the exception and they're exempt from experiencing male nature, right? They have to convince themselves of that to be with men. Because the fact is, a lot of you don't like men. People accuse me of hating men because I see the truth in them. But I see the truth. I see their nature, and I like the essence of a man. Right? We love, sisterly connection, and we need it. That's a part of our life force, to share our life force with each other, not with men. They're only supposed to get a part of you. They're not supposed to get all of you, right? Anyway, I still like the essence of a man, but I understand that they're just not capable, right? Of a lot of things that I may desire. They may not want to give it to me, whoever he is, right? And I'm okay with that. I don't have to hate men for that. But a lot of women don't like men. That's why you try so hard to change them and to confine them and to control them, because you don't like how they are. And contrary to popular belief, men like women. They like access to women. That's why they will know your off-putting behaviors and know you're rude and socially awkward and all these things and destructive, and they'll still deal with you. Men put up with a lot of shit with women. Women are not an exact pleasure to be around, right? But because men want access and they like the essence of women, they will accept certain things, even if they got to shop around to a bunch of women. This is why they'll never really cut a woman off. In order for a woman and man to be cut off totally, no contact, a woman has to separate herself. Men keep ex-girlfriends around under the guise of friendship. They'll keep women around they just sleep with every now and again. Men always have women around. Men hardly ever cut women off. If a man cuts a woman off, the bitch is repulsive. Men always want to have some type of connection. You have to actively do things to cut men off because they need women. Remember, men need women. They don't need you in particular. And a lot of women are not really offering anything that they're needed for. Women are useful, but value is needed. And a lot of women, there's no real value. There's usefulness. You can serve, you can have sex, you can be all these things. But men can get that from any woman. And the more the merrier. Just watch men. They're never gonna cut women off. They're not really nasty. They're chivalrous to women. They don't treat women how women want their man to treat other women. Men are not doing that. The only men who do stuff like that are incels or men who are trying to impress women. Men are not really like nasty to women the way women want them to be. Because men need access to women. And even if it's just a smile, even if it's just attention, they will take it. We don't have to operate like that because no matter what, we'll get attention. Men don't get attention the way we do. The world doesn't open up to men the way it opens up to women. Men don't have the luxury to pick, choose, and refuse like women do. And the average man doesn't have the luxury to pick, choose, and refuse. Don't let them lead you to believe that. They don't. That's why when you look at most men's wives and the women they deal with, they're all very basic, average, mid, or below average women. It's never any like super gorgeous. I have yet to see a man's wife that I'm blown away by. Just aesthetics and everything. That almost never ever happens. You see that with men in high social statuses. Men of a different caliber, men of a different breed. You don't really see that in the average man walking the street. All their wives, most of their wives just like, oh, that's your wife? Oh, congratulations. It's nothing like, oh my God. Those men don't have the luxury. Most men don't have the luxury to pick, choose, and refuse. And they still want access to women. So they'll put up with a lot of things. We as women don't have to. Because men are always going to be open to us. But women want to control that one man. Because women want a fairy tale with one man. And men are not here to give you a fairy tale. And again, you don't have to hate men to understand their nature. I understand women's destructive nature. Women have been the greatest danger to me in my life, not men. Because I don't allow men to get close to me. I allow women to get close to me. And you have been the greatest danger to me. But I still give you skills and tools to survive. I still teach women. I still take women under my covering, even though your nature is what it is, to destroy. Especially if you like someone and then you hate them. Y'all know what y'all do to each other. So women are no different from men. You're just as destructive and dangerous as men are. Your ways are just different. Right? And so women are expecting things from men that men are not capable of. And you hold on for the next high. And that's how you end up with someone for years and years and years. And you're like, I'm just like, this is not fulfilling. Because men are not here to fulfill you. When I said that, whatever that guy, I don't even know his name. I didn't even care to find out. He went crazy. Shut the fuck up and all that. And it had all the urbans in the comments going off. You know, it's funny. But women don't need men for fulfillment. And men don't need women for fulfillment. It's not possible for us to fulfill each other. We can only participate in the fulfillment the person already is working on. We cannot give it to them. But this is what men need you to believe, because they know that if you take them as face value, you probably won't like them. And many of you don't like men. That's the other side of it. When I speak about women not needing men for fulfillment, or, you know, natural selection would have prevented most men from being born. You know, when I speak to the truths about males, men ask me, do I believe in God? You know, you can tell how someone thinks by the question they ask and the conclusions they come to when I deliver my messages. They equate themselves to God. They're always asking me, well, do you believe in God? What the fuck does the God have to do with your nature? And if I did believe in a higher power, a higher being, you are not that. You're just a fucking man roaming the earth. But again, men know that you have to think of them in such a high place in order to deal with them. If you just accept men at face value, you probably wouldn't deal with them. Men know this. That's why they don't like to hear the things that I say, because they know that if men don't accept themselves as they are, men, they don't even think they're good enough. A lot of men have a lot of self-esteem issues, and they quell those self-esteem issues by women dealing with women. That's why a lot of them have a lot of women, or they always interacting or surrounding themselves with women. I remember a man told me, I'll never stop dealing with women. I'll never stop liking them. That'll always stay in the back of my mind. Because men need women. Women are their life force. Even though they cannot be everything that you need them to be. But you give them a reason to live. Women don't realize how much power they have over men. And y'all are using it in the wrong way. I spoke about detachment the other day, right? And it's not about not caring about the thing that you want, right? It's about being fulfilled whether you have the thing or not. It's about being grateful for what you have whilst seeking more, right? So as you are dealing with men, take those romantic gestures and acts of kindness and the niceties that they extend to us, that they extend to everyone. Don't ever believe that your man is not extending himself to other women. Don't ever think that, married or not. Don't ever think that that leaves them when they're with you. We do that. We get with a man and cut other men off. Because it's our desire to be treated that way. Men are never going to do that. Men are always going to be open to other women. They're always going to try to make another woman's life easier or better, even if it's not really much. Even if it's you want something from the store, don't ever think your man is doing that. Don't ever think. They don't operate that way, because men need women all the time. Even if they just need a break from us, even if they want to be with their friends sometimes. No man on this planet that's heterosexual is okay with going through their life with no woman interaction. They need women. That's why there's such thing as incels, because they literally go out of their fucking minds without a woman. All of them. The way y'all pedestalize men is the way men are supposed to pedestalize you. And I'm off this.